Story 1. Wife cheats, then leaves. Been married for 10 years. Have had a rough patch the last 4 to 5 years. My wife hit the wall. Her dad died. She got depressed and could not work. We decided she would be home and I would work. The money was enough mostly, but I always had a bad feeling since it was almost living paycheck to paycheck. During the first year of our patch, my wife was horrible. To me, our kids, and to herself. I have been called bad names when we fought, or when she thought I didn't do things right. She later on caught up herself and got help talking with someone. This was after she started having suicidal thoughts. All this made me quieter, and I was not talkative before. I became angry. It affected our kids. I could snap and yell at them. I started to hate myself for my ways. My sex drive was not there. She only wanted to have it around her period. We had a discussion at the beginning of our relationship. She had explained that she could have sex with a roommate during her period because she was horny. My self-esteem fell. For 2021, we barely spoke, but I got 5 hours of sleep per night. I tucked the kids every evening and woke them up every morning. My wife just slept. When I got home from work, she tossed in the towel and went to bed, leaving me, the kids, and housework. This has been going on for a while. I wanted to speak to her about it, but me being tired, me not wanting to be called bad names, and her having depression was not a winning concept. 2 weeks before Christmas, she wants to talk. We sit down and she says she's tired of me being angry, that she's tired of being the responsible one. I have become so tired I only do the bare minimum in the house, and that she doesn't want to become like her family. Her upbringing is one of the reasons for her depression. I suggest couples counseling. She wants me to move out so she can think. I say no. We don't talk more that day. I only mentioned that I have wanted to talk to her, but work, kids, and house always get in the way. I also tell her about my sex drive. She doesn't seem concerned for me. The next day she was with one of her girlfriends. They go to church and later she asks if she can grab a bite. I said yes. I'm not the suspicious type. I think you have to trust your partner in a relationship. Me and the kids watched a movie. They later go to bed. Around midnight, I got a text that I can go to bed. Later, she called to tell me she would drive around for a while because her depression has returned. Not unusual. She drove around many times to clear her head. I fell asleep. 1 or 2 hours later, she wakes me up, says we have to talk. She tells me she has been with another man. No sex, but kissing and toughing without clothes. I can't comprehend anything. I hardly sleep, and I don't eat for 2 days. She does not want to say who it is, but I have a suspect. She said she was in his apartment because that is where they were eating the food. Her friend left, but my wife stayed. I think it is a guy who also is in her depression group. There are 4 people talking, walks, and talking with a counselor. I spend a week in a blob, just like a robot. My wife says she feels so ashamed. She decides to move out. I say I don't want her to move out. She tells the kids we're separating. From the day of the cheating to 1 week after New Year, she slept at a friend's, not the guy. During this time, she says she's still meeting the guy since they are in the same group. They don't talk though. I spent the first months after New Year to try to talk with my wife. I tell her all my feelings, how I see everything. Several times I write to her. The only response I get is that she will answer later. She has to think. Only 2 times she wanted to talk to me. The first was when the man she was renting by got cancer news from his doctor. He's a good old man, very caring. She wanted to ask if she could live in his house, if it became something of the cancer. Thinking of my kids and my feelings for her, I said yes. She still rents from him. He's doing fine for now. The second time was when she needed a living payment from the state to help with rent. She was not working. The old man rented it out to her for free, but had papers with rent on just for sake of it. Problem was, she had to be divorced to get the money. Me as a husband had legal responsibilities to take care of my wife, even if we lived separately. We signed the papers. I once again tried to talk a bit with her. Her answer was the same. After that, my feelings started to go away for her. I was still hurt, but I wasn't longing for her anymore. I have not told her this, but I think I will finalize the divorce papers come October. 6 months waiting since I got kids. To me, she doesn't seem to care about me. I have even asked a woman out on a dating app. No answer yet. Only a couple of hours ago. I hate this feeling I have. I second guess a lot of my decisions. Not my marriage. We have had great times as well. And 3 great kids. That led to this. I am not a ladies' man, so that adds more worries to the future. I'm trying to find myself again. This year I had made less than before. I tried to work out, write a book, meet friends and etc. But I'm not happy, just less sad. I know this time will pass. I just hope I find the energy to cope. I have been talking to someone. With time, everything will be alright. I hope you all have a good week, with a lot of laughter and love. Update. Thanks for the feedback. It's been only a couple of hours since I wrote it. We split the kids 50-50. That was something we decided directly. They should be affected as little as possible by this. It's not their fault. We just had a shitty marriage. We are very thorough when it comes to information between each other about the kids, dentist, school, and etc. Hindsight, I see a lot of things you bring up. I don't think she loves me anymore. I don't know how long back in our relationship she hasn't. I'm working on myself, and my number one priority is my kids. They are the main purpose of me going to work every morning. I made a pact with myself at the beginning to always call them every night they are at my wife's to say goodnight. My network of friends disappeared during my marriage. I tried to connect with some of them, but they never get back to themselves. Now I got contact with one of my best friends from school. He is awesome and we can talk for hours. He even told me some things about his childhood that I never knew. My dating is not serious. I am not going to bring another person in my children's life just like that. But I need to practice communication with the opposite sex. I am an introvert. I find it hard to talk to people in general. Thanks again for the feedback. I will keep reading and thinking about my options. I live in Sweden. I have a full-time job with good pay. I live cheap, so money is no issue for now. Now let's go over to the comment section. You just made a major choice and that's to move on. In time, she will probably blame you for not being supportive. And somewhere, a psychologist will diagnose her with something that justified this behavior. I was diagnosed with depression and manic aggression, as well as PTSD. There was a time I acted like an ass, but I stopped treating people like trash. In short, she's choosing to push you away. In time, her sandcastle will collapse, and she will come running back to the pot to feed. She will have diagnosis that explains her abusive behavior, but she will still be this vindictive person. I think she married you because you were a safe option. You put up with her immense abuse, and you seem to absorb it. She never really loved you. You should do DNA on your kids. Make sure she has supervised visitation. She built up a depression narrative. You should now use that to build a buffer between her and your kids. Children learn by watching. Do not let them have too much time with her, or they will learn her way. It's now your turn. Before dating, get that divorce degree in your hand. If you date now, she can say you cheated on her, and that led her to believing being depressed, turning the table. Finalize your divorce, then move on confidently while working on yourself. You're almost out. Just cross all that and put all the dots, and wait for the ink to dry. Good luck being a single parent. It's a nightmare, but with your wife's toxic personality, it's the best for the kids. Story 2. Topic: I followed some advice on here and picked up a voice-activated recorder. I was shocked by what I found. I am 46 male, and she's 50. I don't believe she's cheating, but I found out how she talks about me, like I'm a mental patient. We have been fighting since we moved in together. Last week she hit me, when I told her she needed to go after she slammed the drawer closed in our kitchen and broke the drawer. Those hits left some big bruises on my arm. I was concerned she was cheating, so I set up a voice-activated recorder to give it a test run before I have to travel for work. What it captured made me sick. She was talking to her girlfriend about my unhealthy attachment style and how I can only be helped by EMDR therapy. She and her girlfriend, who is a complete mess, were ripping on me for being too needy. It was pretty hard to listen to, but I wrapped up the recording and opted to put the recorder in my office at work. I am not sure what to do. I definitely won't be telling her about the recording, but I now know she's fake as F. Last night I was so different towards her and she knew something was wrong. Eventually she came to me and I had sex with her, just so I could get back to watching a documentary. She talked to her girlfriends about how she would just move back in with her parents, how she would never have to tell me where she's going or what she's doing, but does so to be courteous, and that I should always feel lucky to have her around, no matter how she treats me. I notice she's more than happy to see me leave for the night or travel without her. She may not be cheating, but she does not care about me or our relationship. I'm pretty sure I am being used. I think I need to break up with her. I have an appointment with a counselor on Wednesday. She and I were supposed to go together, but she said she would seek help separately. I really don't feel anything for her after hearing the way she talked about me. Any advice? Comments. I'm sorry, original poster, but you deserve better. Your girlfriend doesn't love or respect you. She just happened to need a boyfriend and you were standing there. She's probably going to start acting a lot differently when she realizes that you're going to dump her, because it's going to be a major inconvenience to her and a blow to her ego. So there may be some begging and fake love bombing, but it will be fake. She doesn't love or respect you, and she's not grateful. She resents you because she thinks she's settling down with you and that she's the one that deserves someone better. Good luck moving on. It won't be easy, but you'll be glad when she's out of your life. Story 3. My girlfriend is being weird with another guy. I have been with my girlfriend for 2 years. So far so good, with some problems. However, things have been weird. My girlfriend has been working with this dude. Let's call him Sam. She has been working with Sam for 1.5 years, and she mentioned him a few times, but said nothing other than the fact that they chat at work and have some shared interests. So I was like, okay, cool. I have noticed she's putting more makeup on than usual, and also putting a lot of nice smelling perfumes that I like before work. I have come across some information, which I won't go into detail about, that my girlfriend and Sam are at times extremely flirty and get touchy with each other. They play fight at work, where she's like grabbing him. She allows him to touch her face. She even allowed this guy to tie her up to the desk and blindfold her with a ribbon as she was giggling, and basically this is their vibe. As you can see, they don't take work seriously and goof around with each other. I'm trying to see if this is normal coworker encounter, or is there something there? Comments. I'm sorry she's putting you in this position. It's not respectful of the relationship. I could very easily lead to resentment, depending on whether or not there have been any other trust issues. Is she cheating? Probably not yet. Could it lead in that direction? If posts on various relationship and cheating subs are any indication, sure. What would worry me more is the potential impact to their jobs. Let's say the behavior is totally innocent, immature as hell, but innocent. Boss come working in one day and see them goofing off. Do they get fired? Or another coworker is sick of having to pick up the slack because they are goofing off and files a complaint with HR. Boom! 2 jobs in danger. While you may have been with her for 2 years, I think you need to take some time and think about if this is the kind of character trait you want in someone you choose to call partner. The disrespect towards you alone will be enough to start considering sunk cost fallacy and reconsidering the relationship. Story 4. My wife cheated on me with my friend. Been dating for 5 years. I am 26 male and my wife is 29 female. We have been married for 1 year almost exactly. Relationship has been great until the start of summer this year. One day I went home from a bar earlier than her because I work in the morning, and she assures me she would be home soon after. She did not come home, and I drove to my friend's to see if she went there. She was there in his spare room with her pants in his room. I didn't catch them, but I assumed that maybe she was just too drunk and fell asleep there. Then she lied about a work party so she could hang out with my friend. I only caught that because a friend of mine happened to show up and tell me her car was there. I recently went on a camping trip and set up a house security camera and caught her on the phone talking to this friend about banging. I called her and asked her to come home, and she wanted to wait until the next day. So I have been up for 24 hours, waiting to see what story she comes up with. I don't want to be divorced at 26, and I love this woman. I know that I have to leave her, but it hurts my heart. Reader comment: because you are married, you need to protect yourself in case your wife goes crazy and chooses your friend over you, and clean house. Let's take a look at your situation. Number 1, married to your long-term girlfriend. Number 2, you are in your mid-20s with a lot of life ahead of you. Number 3, she's clearly cheating, but you can't come to grip that she would do this. And with your friend, double sucks. Number 4, your friend and her have had multiple conversations about you. And oh, this feels wrong, but he doesn't do. He's not, and will justify the affair, trust me. Number 5, your biggest problem now is that you're married. There's a legal matter to consider. You must protect yourself and your future. You only get one life. Number 6, you have to get proof, tons of it, explicit. It's going to hurt, but you need it. Keep a record and document everything. Don't tell her that you have proof until you know your plan. Speak to legal counsel and inform someone you really trust, like your parents or a more trusted friend. That will help bring common sense and logic into the matter, because you're going to think with your heart, not your head. But your wife have already committed multiple violations. She doesn't love you or respect you. Number 9, she hasn't honored her vows. Number 10, she doesn't desire you, but your friend over you. Number 11, she gets the stability of a marriage with you and the excitement of an affair with your friend. She's eating her cake and you look foolish. Basically, she doesn't think she will get caught and will face consequences. Number 12, don't tell anyone that may tell her friend, and start slowly to pull away until she noticed. Imitate her action at the house. Pretend to text with someone and start laughing. Hide your phone away from her. Stay out later than normal. Be unpredictable. Come home at random times and enjoy your life on the outside. Number 13, unpredictability is the enemy of an affair. That will have her mind going crazy about you, and may even push her to cut it off